Today, I want to tell a story that started like an ordinary day, but ended very strangely. He found a strange job listing online. The salary was unusually high, almost 3 times more than normal. There was only one condition written at the bottom: do not ask questions. Ever. He thought it was a joke, but still decided to try. The next day, he arrived at the address. It was an old building outside the city, with no signs and almost no windows. Inside, everything was silent. Too silent. A man in a gray suit met him. He didn't smile or ask anything. He just handed him papers and said, "Sign, and start immediately." He signed. The job was simple: sit at a computer and transfer data from old files into a system. Nothing complicated. But within the first hour, he noticed something strange. Every 60 minutes, the entire building lost power for exactly 2 minutes. And during those 2 minutes, nobody moved. Not a single person. Even security froze in place. At first, he thought it was some kind of safety protocol. But on the second day, things became even stranger. During one of the blackouts, he accidentally looked out the window and saw a person standing outside, right at the glass, staring inside, but completely still, like they were paused. When the lights came back on, the person was gone. He decided to ask a coworker sitting next to him, "What happens during the blackout?" The coworker turned pale immediately and whispered, "Don't ask questions." That was all he said. On the third day, curiosity became stronger than fear. During work, he asked again, "Why can't we ask questions?" The coworker suddenly leaned away from him and whispered, "You were not supposed to say that." At that exact moment, the lights went out again. But this time, something was different. The darkness lasted longer than usual. 10 seconds, 20, 30. And in that silence, he felt something in the room. He was not alone. Then his monitor turned on by itself. A message appeared on the screen: "User, new employee, detected." He didn't type anything. His keyboard wasn't touched. The lights came back on. Everything returned to normal. People were working like nothing happened. But on his desk, there was a new document. A contract, with his name on it, already signed. Perfect signature. At the bottom, only one line: "Do not ask questions. You are already here." He stood up and walked toward the exit. But the doors wouldn't open. None of them. He started knocking, shouting, calling for help. No response. Then the lights went out again. But this time, he didn't feel alone. He heard footsteps. Slow at first, then closer. Very close. And right behind him, someone whispered, "Now you understand the rule." He turned around quickly, but there was nobody there. The lights came back on, and he was sitting at his desk again, as if he had never stood up. The screen was on, his hands were on the keyboard, and his work was already open, like he had always been working there. He tried to stand again, but his body didn't respond immediately. A slight delay, like everyone else. And then he realized something terrifying. This wasn't just a job. It was a system. And once you signed the contract, you never leave. You just become part of the office, like everyone else. He looked around, co-workers sitting still, staring at screens, not speaking, not blinking. And he understood. They had all once asked questions too. The next day, he was no longer listed as a new employee, because now he was old staff, just like everyone else. And every hour, the lights still go out. And every time, a new person arrives, thinking it's just a job,